us have never reached Lira city since you came? Some of you came from that side and you entered here, and you people think this is a city. There are people who branched from there and came here, and they now think when they see that storied building, they think it's a city. This is not a city, right? How many of us at least have reached the city? I mean the middle of the city, main street. Put up your hand, comfortably, confidently. I don't want the Langis who came from Lira. You don't put up your hands. I mean those ones who came from Barara, where? Put up your hands. What did you like about Lira city? Yes? Nothing? It is cheap. What is cheap in Lira city? Odi? Food? Okay. Everything. I think that's already nice, isn't it? So you should already be feeling that you are in a right place. Because as a student, the moment you are able to access cheap food, then you know you are covered. Isn't it? Good. This afternoon, I'm going to take us through a very familiar subject, and yet very necessary. And that subject is what? Can we all read? I hope the people outside are covered. They are covered. Let someone confirm to me if they are covered. Good. Now, social issues as a student and all of us within a particular community is very, very important. And we are saying that these are widespread problems or issues that affect any society, which includes Lira University, okay? And also affects individuals like you and me. We are going to look at these issues. Definitely we cannot finish all of them, because since Monday you have been talking about these issues. And my task is to just single out one or two of them that actually will affect our stay here. So we are saying that in those community, or in the community that you are in this case, I mean everybody, staff, students, parents, and then maybe administration. Yesterday you had LCs here. Tomorrow you'll have RCC here, and maybe DPC or whichever big people. That is still part of the community, and they do a lot. Now this morning, a lot of things were spoken about mental health. Now mental health is part of the social issues that we students deal with every day. And I'm not going to say anything about mental health, because Madame Brenda was here, and I think she spent the whole morning, isn't it? She was here talking about mental health. Mama Dean also spoke about mental health. When I stepped out briefly, she was talking about aspects of if you don't handle your mental health properly, what happens? We start hearing of things like what? What did she say? Things like suicide. Let me tell you, in 2014, a year one student in semester 2 committed suicide. From this university. I am not talking about something which doesn't exist. That was 2014. Was it 2014? Yes, 2014. And do you know why she committed suicide? Yes? You don't know. This girl, okay, she committed suicide. I'll tell you the reason along the way. But she locked herself in her room. Mama Dean today was saying, if you see your neighbor has taken too long to wake up and open her room, what did she say you do? She said you do what? As a neighbor. Go and knock, isn't it? And say, hey man, what is it? Today you've taken long without waking up. So this girl locked herself in the room, and yet she had bought petrol. She poured petrol on herself, set herself ablaze, and there was nothing anybody could do. By the time they struggled to open the room, she was gone. Yes. Year 1, semester what? 2. A student of BBA. So BBA students, oh yeah? Now, mental health is a big issue. Take it seriously. All those that were communicated in the morning. Second one, which I will look at, is managing diversity. And then the third one we shall look at will be relationship issues. And then we'll do a bit of self-care, which was already handled partly in the mental health, and then balancing academic excellence. Now let's talk about managing diversity. Let me see the people who have come from the western part of Uganda. Just put up your hand. Put up your hand, and all the rest of the people clap for them. That is not enough. Do you know how far off the west is from the north? Clap again. Where are the people from the east? Eastern part of Uganda. Put up your hand properly. Can the rest of us also appreciate them? Central Uganda. You are here and you're from the central. Put up your hand, and the rest of us do what? Even those ones outside, make sure you clap. We are seeing you. We are seeing you, but we are not hearing you clap. Then from the southern part of Uganda, southern part has districts like what? Okay, let's clap for them. You clap for them. By the time you finish clapping, they will have recognized which part of the country they come from. Okay, then north. Which one? Northern Uganda. Northern Uganda, this one is putting 2 hands. Can I have the Northern Ugandanese? Put up your hands. Put up your hands. And all of you clap. Now, how many languages do we think are in here? Very many. So how are you going to cope up? You're going to use English. Yes, that may not be enough, but it's important. So what we are saying is that there are so many opportunities. There are so many challenges as well that students are facing as a result of differences among them. And we don't want us to fall victims of those. So that means each and every one of you should embrace diversity. Why? The people who came from the West, they have special things that the people of the East cannot do. True? The people who came from the North, you have special things that these people of the West are just seeing for the first time. Is that true? Yes. I don't know. If we had time, we would even say, give us some of the strange things you have seen. Cassava. Cassava is strange. The Westerners and Easterners, what strange things have you seen? When I say strange, I don't mean bad, isn't it? Yes. So, What are those strange things? Cassava? Okay. Apena. Someone is saying apena. That is very good. What? Mosquitoes. Yes, there are regions where you don't see mosquitoes. Hey, by the way, those ones who are coming from out of Uganda, sorry I forgot about you. Where are you? They are outside. They are outside. Their hands are outside. The outside people who have come from out, you are welcome. Outside there are no mosquitoes, but in northern Uganda, we can even harvest. One more thing, strange thing. Malakwang. Good. Good. I'm sure those students who went from here to Mbarara University are also crying with some strange things. So this is what we are saying. Diversity is very good, but only if you know how to manage them. So these differences will include all these that we've noted down. Number one is cultural or ethnic backgrounds. All of you who are coming from your different places, you have a background. And I want to charge you that never forget about where you come from. It is very important. However, when you look at the characteristics of the different people that we now have here, we have different languages. I don't know how many of you have learned how to greet in Lao by now, from Monday. How many have learned something? What did you learn? Which one did you learn? Apoyoba? Apoyoba is not a greeting. But that's good. You learned that one. That's good. Very good. I'm sure by Friday, you will have learned even deeper things. Who else has learned something? Yes, what did you learn? Pardon? That's good. Itieningo. What have you learned? Nyaka. You see these people. You see him. He has this. What does that mean? Girls. It's called Nyaka. That's very good. Very good. But one girl is called Nyaho. Okay? Then you people who are laughing from Lira, who has learned any language from Central, Western, tell me. Anybody? Yes. Yes, stand up. What have you learned? Or Eastern?
I've learned how to greet people in Uganda. Like,
you try, do it.
I have Gambachi,
What have you learned? Oh, we are sorry, people from outside, you're not hearing. Someone here has learned how to greet in Luganda. He has said the what? Ogambachi, Tewali. Yes, Apese. Meaning? Apese. You people, you're only learning how to call girls. Yes, what have you learned?
I've learned how to say thank you in Karamoja. Alakao.
What did you say?
Alakao.
Alakao. You see? Now, we are on the third day. Now, what about if you finish a semester? You shall be very, very, So this is the beauty that diversity brings to us. So I don't want you to say, me, I was born in Lira, I studied in Lira, now I'm in the university in Lira, I will work in Lira. I will marry in Lira, I will die in Lira, and go to heaven from Lira. And you do what? So, you forget about that. Now you have an opportunity to have a Munyankole next to you. Or a Muganda next to you. You never know, you can marry in Wakiso. So you start learning the language. Or you want to go to Soroti or Bukedia or Serere. Okay? Or Kotido, Abim. So all these different characteristics come with their own issues. We've talked about here as behavior, that is habits. The rooms that you people have in the hostels, you're having roommates with different habits. You are here learning the languages very nicely. Then you go to the room. Then you find your roommate's habit is that when you eat, you leave the plate under the bed because there is someone who is supposed to wash. Or their culture says boys are not supposed to bathe. Because if you bathe, you are going to stop being bright. Maybe that is the culture. Or the culture perhaps will say, when you are cutting chicken, you first take the blood which is raw. That is their culture, and it's a delicacy, isn't it? For us here, we eat ngwen, nswa. Some of you will see it as caterpillar, eh? When it is going, you're like, you people, you eat that. Then your roommate brings the one which is pounded. Then you are like, what is this? Then you say, I cannot stay there, let me go away. Then another one from PG comes with insenene. You are like, you people, are you normal? How do you eat grasshoppers? Yet to the Central people, it's a delicacy. Okay? So we are saying all these habits are very important for us. And then we also need to know, all of us who are seated here, we have different social status. There are some of you here who have pocket money of 1 million shillings in their account or hostels. Pocket money only. That means tuition is not there, all the others. And the guy has come with 6-inch mattress, he has come with the gas cooker, he has come with the, fridge. And for you, all you have right now between you and death, okay, the next level is maybe 3,000 shillings. And your mother, your uncle saying, Okelo, you first go like that. Things are not good. When I get something, I'll send for you. And you're in the same room. What are you going to do? You'll endure. Some people might not. Perhaps you have another reason. So all these we need to know that it is good to also be around those people because there is something you can pick from them. And then language diversity, we've talked about it. Stop talking different languages when you are in a community. For example, you are in a discussion group of 5 people. And 2 people are from the Central and they start talking in Luganda. How will the other ones feel? They will not feel good, right? Or the Northerners, you find, people are in a discussion group in class and then you start talking in Luo. It will not go well. So we need to accept all our differences and we see how to come together to have them. Learning abilities. Now we are all at the same level. Now this is what I mean by saying same level. There are those of you here who have 20 points and you are here. Right? There are those who have 19. I don't want you to put up your hands because some people might get offended. Some people are here when they have 7 points. Can I see by looking at you? Can I see that you have 7 points? Let me try to look at 7 points. You, all of you, look up. I want to see your faces. Some people's heads are down. I am not looking at you. What I'm saying is that at the university level, we have admitted you because you meet the qualification. And that makes all of us at the same. You are going to get the course outlines from your faculties or department at the same time. They are not going to say, all those ones who got 19 and 20 points, come and we give you a course outline. Then those ones who got 6 points, you also come. No. You're going to have the same lectures, you're going to have the same lecturers, you're going to do same exams. This is when you need to level the ground. That is the beauty of diversity. We don't put these people aside and then put some people aside, then put some people aside. There are some of you who have come from institutions, you are coming to do your bachelor's, but you already have a diploma, or you are working. Normally in my class, on the first day, now I want to do it because I've already told you, those ones who will be in my class. The first day you come, you write your name and your place of work or where you come from. Then I collect all of them. Then I tell you, from today, I have withdrawn all your titles. Because weekend class, are there some weekend students here? So by the time you are a weekend student, you are working. So maybe some will say, I'm a bursar, I'm the head teacher, I'm the accountant, isn't it? I work with DFCU, you know, I work with URA. Then I said, write your names, submit it to me with your titles. So when I have the papers in my hands, then I say, from today, you are titleless. In other words, you have only remained with one title, and that is a student. Whether you drive the biggest car in the university, but as long as you sit down and I stand up and I talk to you as a lecturer, you are a student, isn't it? Isn't that nice? To sit in class with the manager of URA Lira branch, and they are also asking you for answers for the coursework. Don't you feel nice to work with this banker, to study with these bankers who are coming and then they are like, okay, I need to do this. It is nice. Then we now start interacting as students at the same what? So that makes it very beautiful, and I expect that you must be excited to be in the university. Then you start proving your value and your worth. And I want to say this, I know very many other people may have already said it. The world out there is not looking for useless graduates. When I call it useless graduates, are graduates who cannot defend their degrees. You cannot stand up and speak like a graduate. You cannot stand up and answer a simple question. Because when you live here, we shall even teach you how to, get questions in an interview. And then you go for an interview with the first class and the first question you can't answer. You get yourself out there, nobody wants anything to do with you. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you appear does not defend you. That is not what the world out there is looking for. The world out there is looking for this student who has value they want to add to their organizations. And that starts from you embracing diversity. Because the organization you are going to work in, you're not going to find one kind of people. Okay? So that is why we need this very, very seriously. So we are all at the same level academically. So start right. If you start wrong, you will end wrong. Okay? And then the aspect of gender identity. By now, I am sure you know that you're a man or a woman. If you are not yet sure whether you're a man or a woman or a boy or a girl, go out. We have no place for you in the university. Are you people aware of your gender identities? Are you sure? Do you need time to check? Some people are not sure. So we don't want you to be confused, because when you are confused, you will also confuse others. So you man, I don't even know what is happening to me, but who am I? Am I a girl? You're wasting people's time, isn't it? And then sexual orientation. By now we should be knowing what are some of the emotional issues that are attached to me as a boy. That one, I'm sure it was talked about earlier. I'm sorry I didn't attend from Monday, but I'm sure something came up. Okay? Then also as a girl, do you know some of your emotional characteristics as a lady? Do you know how to behave as a lady? There are things and lines that the men should not cross. And then there are also lines the ladies should not cross. So you also need to know everything about your sexual orientation, so that you don't start behaving like a man when you're a woman. Have you seen girls walking like this? When you see such a girl, what do you start thinking? And then you see a boy walking like this. What do you think of them? You need to stop them and say, you man, who are you? There are some times when we come to the university, we think everything about us should change. No. So learn to know that sexual identity and sexual orientation is very, very important. Now, different cultures, there are things that girls do. Some cultures, there are things that men or boys do. When you go to Buganda, boys kneel down as a sign of respect. But for us in Lao, if you find any Lao boy kneeling down, you should beat him seriously. So when you see that happening, you don't question it. That is diversity. Is that okay? As we finish, what is the need? Why do we need that? One, it enables objective learning. We are here to learn objectively, not to criticize. I don't want to hear anyone saying, you northerners, you people are very black. Have you ever seen a typical Muganda from Masaka? Have you seen them? These ones you are seeing now, the ones who are, almost like Bazungus, those are mixed blood. Okay? But originally Ugandans, we are what? Dark. Now people are saying, oh. I don't want to hear anyone criticizing the other tribe. Hey, you people, the way you talk like you are going to... Have you heard a Muchiga greet? Have you heard them greet? When they are even loving you as they are greeting you. And the guy is loving you, but that is them. So you don't criticize them. So we are saying we need to learn objectively, because all of this in the environment in which we are in, it is going to foster even faster learning, because among the lecturers, you're going to get someone from Barara, you're getting someone from Soroti or East, you're getting someone from the North, you're getting people from Buganda, you're getting people from Bunyoro. They are all going to be your lecturers. So you need to be objective so that you are able to also learn objectively. Does that make sense? It also gives us that environment of discussions. We can discuss. There is someone that person has that you don't, something they have and you don't have. It increases empathy and respect for one another as God's creation. Does it make sense? It improves on what? Critical thinking. Let us not just be thinking like, you are thinking in the Lira style. Please hold the hand of someone who comes from Mbale and ask them, you people, how do you manage this? How do you do this? In your culture, you don't have cassava. How do you manage to eat matoke and you survive and you are very strong? And so many other things. For a Lao man, if you are to give them matoke, they will eat and ask you, you think you have given me food? For us, we want hard stuff. Wunga, mogo, ichok is potatoes. Then what? Kwon lao. Yeah? Those things of matoke, you bring it for breakfast. Isn't it? But if you bring those people, like in the East, those people told me they don't eat cassava with food. For them, cassava is for taking tea, breakfast. Isn't it? So we are saying all these things in diversity is going to help us to critically think of issues or think on issues. And then this will also help us to usher you into a global arena. Let us stop thinking locally. Start thinking internationally. Because if you can fail to mingle and coordinate and cooperate with a fellow Ugandan, what will you do when you go to South Africa? Or further, even you go to Canada, you get a scholarship, or you get a job for internship or something, you go out. What will you do? You go to China, and you find them getting live snakes and frogs, and frying and salivating to eat, and getting those snails and eat them raw. What will you do? Because the moment you criticize them, then you've lost them. So this one is helping us to prepare for diversity. And this is very important. The next social issue, remember, mental health was done. And I said I would not repeat anything. Mama Dean, a lot was talked about. So after managing diversity, then I come to this relationship animal. This animal. How many of you already have contacts of 5 people here? There are contacts you have. Now some of you are going to start thinking deep things. I am on relationship, isn't it? How many at least have contacts of 5 people? 1, good. 2, only 5. I'm only talking about 5. Some of you already have 20. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Outside, I see your hands as well. What about the rest? How many do you have? Contacts? 1. That's good enough. 4, 0. If you have 0 contact, you go out. If you have 0 contact, turn to your neighbor now and get the contact. Do it now. I'm going to give you few minutes. Do that, do that. Guys, I'm serious. I'm not joking. Okay, if you already have the contacts, turn around and ask for their names and the course they are doing. At least that one you can do. Do that, do that, do that. And I'm going to ask you randomly to tell me. Outside people, are you doing that? Okay, I want to sample. Now you sit up. What did he tell you? What is his? Who? Uh-huh. He's doing midwifery sciences. Did he tell you his name? Good. There are people I saw who are, these ones are still taking contact. Let me leave them. They are still on the business. Even these ones are on the business. Please give contacts. Give. Eh? Now, those ones who don't have smartphones are shy. They don't want to remove the other one. Some people are writing the contacts on paper. That is your phone. You pick it out. Let me see those ones with Brenda. Lift it up. Yes. Have you taken the contact? Yes, that's good. Because the reason we have the phone is to communicate, right? Now, let's get back here. Relationship issues are usually involving at least how many people? How many people? That is why I said interpersonal. Meaning that you're not going to deal with relationship issues alone. There is a part where I'm going to encourage you to be alone in your relationship. But for now, we are saying all our relationships should be between two or more, and is very healthy. And I also want to encourage you that the relationships you people are building right now at campus, it may look like it is childish, but some of you, those relationships will take you far. Can I have the attention of everybody? You are still taking contacts? Please do that after. Now, I've given you permission. Even the dean will not quarrel with me. Now, there are all sorts of relationships, and they are all important while we are here. I want you to listen very carefully. By the way, I'm even about to finish. Okay? We have relationships at family level. It is sad to note that some of us could be here, and you have told your family members that you people, I'm now a campuser. I deserve all the respect. I need my space. I'm now a big girl. I'm a big boy. So anything to do with home issues, don't involve me. And you have left your families broken because you think being at campus is everything. Yes, but it's not everything minus the family. Does that make sense? So I also charge you, when you leave here this afternoon, if you had crossed with your mother, maybe over buying things. I know how university students can be demanding, especially when they are freshers. You want level, you want this, but it's not possible to get. And you crossed with your dad. Call them this afternoon and apologize. Will you do that? For only the victims. And for the rest of you, call them and thank them. Because if I can sample how many of you thanked your parents for even facilitating you to come to the university, many of you have not done so. You are only complaining. How can you give me only 100,000 as pocket money? How can you do this? Now how will I go to a new place? So call them this afternoon and say, Daddy, Mommy, Auntie, Uncle, Sister, we have settled well, orientation is going on well. But thank you for allowing me to have this opportunity. What am I saying? Family relationship is very important. And none of you should take that lightly because you need these people in your lives. Then we have university friendship. That is the one we've just done. And you've already assured me that you have 20 contacts already. I don't know what objectives you have for having 20 contacts in 3 days. I don't know if you're a course leader aspiring or you're chief fresher aspiring, I don't know. But there are some of you who get so excited in the first week and you get into so many relationships And by the time serious business is beginning, you're all confused. That one, we'll talk about it. And then, of course, we have the intimate relationship. Now, I don't know among the 20 contacts you have, if you prioritize and rank them, who is the first two? Or who is the best of the 20? You know it in your head there. Okay? Now, intimate relationship is something that this age in which we are is very, very serious and common. In the morning, the speaker talked about, I'm sure, causes of mental health issues. And one of them, I'm sure she mentioned, was disappointments from relationships. Yes? Did that come out? Now, this girl who died, I think Dean remembers that girl, 2014. She had a man that she dearly loved. You hear them? And she got that man, I think, from outside. But another student also started feeling very dearly loved by that same man. You can now finish the story. So the issue was, she cannot see those two people move on with their relationship together. She would rather die. And indeed, she did what? Some people are jeering, but you're on your way there. I'm not saying you're on your way to committing suicide, but you're on your way there for intimate what? Now, what is this all about? We are saying, when you come to campus, take time. As you are taking time, you get to know why you have come to the university. Members, if your objective is to come and get a wife, go ahead. Because we even know you're not going to finish the degree. Okay? If you also know your major objective for coming to the university is to get a husband, there are very many. You look around. Very many husband materials, isn't it? Do you see them? No. Not yet. So, you can go ahead and look for them, but be sure you are not going to get the degree. Very few people will get a wife and a husband and a degree at the same time. If they will get that degree, it will be a poor degree. Because as we were saying in the morning, that our body system has a way it is wired. And it starts from our mind. The moment your mind is polluted, the effect comes in the whole body. Have you ever been stressed? I mean real stress. Did you feel like eating? Huh? What did you feel like doing? Crying. I know of people who eat more when they are stressed. When they are stressed, they will get anything that is edible and they will eat. Then there are those ones who starve themselves. So everything starts from the head and then it will come to the body. And before you know, what Mama Dean was talking about in the morning and Oscar always talks about, wellness will not be there. Now, these relationships are not bad per se. Why? Number one, they can enhance personal growth. Now, these relationships I'm talking about will start from the diversity we have talked about. So sometimes when you are in a relationship, I am now not only talking about intimate, I'm talking about relationships. Just having a friend or friends, groups and all that. Fine, you can use those groups to enhance your personal skills. Life skills can be improved. Communication skills can be improved. We have seen students who have improved because of the company they are working with. Even the Bible proves that by saying, show me your what? Show me your friend, and I will tell you your character. So some of us can really improve because there are some of you who have gifts of improving. Then you can also have social connections and networking. This is what we have said. Let me tell you, there are students here whose parents have companies. And right now, can you see them? You cannot notice until you get close to them. Then they will tell you, during internship, you come. I will take you. My father has 2 companies. Maybe they can allow you to work in the other one. Before you know, you have something to do. Some of their parents, some of their other connections are there for you. So that means when you embrace these relationships, remember I said I'm not talking about intimate relationship only. So we can have social connections and then networking enhanced. Then you can have emotional support. Emotional support is very important in times of sorrows, even good things, but mostly when you are sick, when you are sorrowful, you need someone. So these relationships, let's not take them lightly. And then they also help and motivate us to study and excel if you go with positive interpersonal relationships. And I want to say this now as a lecturer. I teach in this faculty of Management Sciences, specifically Department of Commerce and Business Management. That means I have the authority now to talk about this. In the university, it is very rare that you excel alone. You remember in secondary when you used to put your book on your lap, then you read. You remember? When you stealthily get your textbook which they bought for you, and then you go under some tree. When you see your friend coming, you cover it, and then you put it in your stomach. Those things don't work here. Why? Because in the university, we handle issues. And that means you need to discuss to see whether you are on the right track or not. If you sit alone and isolate yourself alone, you're going to read wrong things. You analyze wrong things. And then you'll also replicate wrong things in the exams. So discussion groups are very, very important. So you need this. There are some of you who are going to pull your friends and excel as you read. There is a small thing here which you may not see properly. It is saying it is a circle. Actually, it's a vicious cycle of relationship issues. One is if you don't embrace those positive aspects, increased social anxiety and isolation will be as a result. Because you have failed to manage these relationships are in a very healthy form. And then still, you're going to have increased focus on negative thinking. Because you had a friend, then you somehow mishandled them, they left you, and before you know, you are alone, and then you say, now these people don't like me because I come from Karamoja. These people don't like me because I speak this language. Simply because you refuse to embrace the positive aspects of relationship. So you are going to be isolated, and it will not be very far from issues of suicide. And then you start thinking crazy things. And then it will also have decreased resistance to depression. Decreased resistance to depression. Let me tell you, some of these mental issues that were talked about in the morning, you have the power to resist them. True? True? Yes. One time someone told me, and I still remember that statement. He said, for us women, now I'm talking to the girls, even the boys, you listen, that for us women, you should always say no. Have that word no on your lips. Because even when you are married and wedded like me, there are still people who will come. You still have to say no. And do you know the men, they actually, again, like these people with rings, they say those ones are just decorations. So as a girl, as a woman, have that word on your lips. Because if every John, Dickens, Harry, Jack, Musa comes and you say yes, you're going to end up in depression. So that means you have the power to resist. These boys will always come and say, excuse me. Let your answer be what? No. Some of you are saying no in a very lousy way. You tell them no with an attitude. You see, the problem we have today with our young ladies. One time they told me, hey, Mama, the way we feel sorry for those men. When you say no, the way they can cry. I was talking with the singles in one of the churches, very recent by the way. So those people like crying, and do you know how hard it is to see a man cry? Someone is saying, you cried, oh. So these men, even when they are crying, they are not crying from their eyes, they are crying from their heads. Okay? And they will come. Maybe some have already even cried for you. Many. So as they cry, you say no. With attitude, okay? Don't just say no, because when you say no, they will say tomorrow I will go back. So if you get the power to resist these issues that bring you temptation, then you are there. Otherwise, issues of relationship was there yesterday, so many years ago. It is still here, and it is going to remain here. So what do we always say? You will not love and finish love. Love is being produced every day. Every day there is love being produced. So focus on what has brought you. So we are saying this vicious circle of depression, which is going to plunge us to the mental issues. Here he's saying that self-isolation allows negative thinking habits to creep in. When you are isolated, then you start thinking of crazy things. Let me send this message. Let me call him and abuse him. Let me go and be knocked by a border. Let me do this, you know. More than the time you spend stuck in your own head. Spending time with others can actually help distract the mind from such negativity and present more positive alternative thinking habits. So this one is embracing the need for relationship. So what are some of the destructive aspects or in relationships which are not well managed. One, you start compromising yourself as an individual. There are some of us who have placed ourselves at a certain level, but the moment you let this thing, especially the intimate relationship, come in, you start compromising with your self-values. There are some of you who are coming here and you know you cannot get pregnant before marriage. And your family knows, your clan knows, your religion knows. And then you come here and then you start failing to say no. Then you start compromising with your individual goals and standards. So where does that take us? Each and every one of you now, set your standard. If you were a boy, set a standard which should be very hard for any girl to reach. And the same with the girls. Actually, the girls you should set you as higher. Because these boys, they can stretch and reach. They know how to stretch. In Lao, we call it ngade. Something which is, they know they can't reach, but they will struggle. Some of them will step on other people, they will step on stools, they will step on what? To ngade and reach your standard. When they are actually not there. Some of these boys, I'm sure they have already told you, you see, my father owns the other mall in town. You see the other Mukasa arcade in Kampala, that is for my uncle. And they tell you those stupid things and you also buy. So, if you don't embrace positive relationship, you are going to compromise on your individual things. Then your focus will shift from academic excellence to something else. You will have constant insecurity. Self-insecurity. You don't trust anyone around you. Because you think when this one talks to the other one, they are saying, what are they saying? You must know the conversation. If you call your friend and then they are on another line, who are you talking to? You are just insecure. And then it will also lead to loss of time and what? You did that one. Loss of time and money. You're going to waste a lot of time. But also not only time, but also money. There is no relationship that will happen without cost. You trust me on that. Then you'll have mental health and other diseases, which was talked about in the morning. There are certain strange diseases you're going to start having and you don't know where it has come from. The best example is headache. I mean, physical headache, which doesn't heal. Even if you swallow peroxicam, you swallow Zicel, you swallow... Which other strong painkillers do you know? Gofain. It doesn't go. Because it is not a disease. Okay, it is a disease, but you are the only one with the answer to cure it. Some of you are going to develop funny diseases, stress-related issues, which were talked about in the morning. And all these will not allow you to study. And yet where you have come does not need divided mind. And then, of course, suicide and what? Death thoughts will start coming around you. So you need to be very careful. Note this. Can you read that? Are you able to read them? The first note is saying what? You read it loud. 1, 3, go. Where are the doctors? Medical doctors? They're outside. Nurses? They're also outside. I wanted those people who do a lot of experiments. Why do you do experiments? Those of you who sat exams with experiments. Why do you do it? You want to prove, isn't it? You want to find out. I want to see what happens when I mix what with what? Those chemicals. Where are those people who did chemistry? And what? What happens? Then you see, isn't it? Some reactions will come, and then you're like, okay, it produces white smoke, and so this means this one reacts negatively or positively. Then some of you would bring litmus tests you put there. Oh, it has made the litmus paper to turn color. That is an experiment. Don't do it with love. Because by the time you get the results, you will have not been there, or you will have been destroyed. So what am I saying? When you are going in for love, take your time and target, so that you're not going to be an experiment. One time a young man told me, I normally talk to young people. A young man, I asked him, what is going on with your life? The other day someone told me that brought a wife. Then he said, Auntie, those people are like tourists in the market. You try. When you go to the market to buy clothes, what do? You get a shirt, try. Put it down, yeah? Then you again go to another one. So that is what he was comparing women to. Isn't that experimenting? He brings one, he tests and tries, say this one here is not good enough. Let me test another one and try another one. The experiment will blow your face, and you might never see another one. So never experiment with love. Number two, definitely be in what? Tell your neighbor, please, be in love. You tell them. I'm sorry for the marriage. I am sure there was also a time when you were single, isn't it? But it is very nice to be single. You can imagine you have finished your
different from what they see.
LBC.
Is very smart, always in suits, but they are here only for 6 months. You need to fall in love with someone, get pregnant, after 6 months, vanish. So be very, very careful. Remember the case, there was a case we settled, the cancer at America. Because after 6 months, the man is going to die. Someone is going to disappear. You don't know their home. You don't want to see you coming to Korea. Be careful.
Education people, those lawyers studied in your faculty there. By the way, for them, they put on uniforms. And their uniforms are black what? Suits and white shirts. And when you see them, you see men. Okay? Who do you see? Men. But be careful. She has already said it. The last one, as we go, the good times today. But the good times today are always going to be the bad thoughts tomorrow. And the vice, you rather eat muogo today. And then in the future, isn't that a better deal? Self-care was talked about, but I want to mention something. These are simple acts. Brenda, I think, talked about this. She has also been talking about these things. Simple acts done to take care of oneself physically, emotionally, and then the mental well-being or wellness. What are they? Simple what? Acts. What are those simple acts? Number one, shower. Maybe some people have never heard the word shower. But shower means what? Which language do you understand? Bathe. What did I say? You tell your neighbor. Bathe. Tell them. Now I see the boys also telling the girls. Please. There are students, when they reach here, and you are in your hostel room, because nobody is going to tell you. Remember, you are coming from a secondary school where you used to have a warden, isn't it? And you remember how you used to run around with the warden for you to bathe? You remember? Now here, no one is going to run around with you. But you need to bathe. Number two, you need to brush your teeth. We don't want people to sit near you in class, and when you raise your hand to talk, you must pull out a hanky because of the bad breath. As a student, because we want to embrace wellness, physical abilities and all those, please brush, take a nap. A nap is a small rest. It may not even be sleep, but it can even be sleep. A small one of 10-15 minutes. It's very important. Sometimes you just go, lie on your bed, close your eyes, and that is it. When your phone is off. But some of you with the small breaks you get, you're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, you are chatting, you are Snapchatting, you are doing all sorts. Your head is working every day, all the time. You need a nap. You people are still very young. Your minds are still developing. Don't think you are 18, you are now old enough. So you need a nap. Then even on top of the nap, you need sleep. You need enough sleep. Even if you are reading, you cannot read up to 2. And you have the next lecture at 8. So you need to sleep. You need to keep your room tidy. I'm sure if we are to sample the hostels now, we will find hostel rooms with beds not made now. We go. There are some of us who cannot make our beds. Take a walk to class for exercise. Some people are sleeping in St. Peter's, but they get an order to come here. Because you may not have time to do physical exercise in a formal way. You walk to the hostel and walk to class because it is good. That sweat is good for you. Okay? Then, of course, if you have time, then you can do outdoor games as well. These are some of the self-care activities. And then, this one I also say, find time and watch funny clips. Why? You need to laugh. There are some of you who are too serious. You are too serious for life. Purpose that even if you don't laugh during the time of course, you find something in your phone and then just laugh. It's very healthy for you. And then chat with friends, eat well, and then the last one, which I say, is self-talk in the what? In the mirror. Sometimes we call this intrapersonal communication. How many of us have ever talked to ourselves in the mirror? I know the girls do it. Just stand in the mirror and say, oh my God. You look beautiful today, Mercy. Oh, this is so nice. Look at your hair. I like this. Thank you. Then you go. You stand in the mirror and assure yourself of who you are. I didn't know I was beautiful like this. If you wait for people to tell you, they might never tell you. But you can tell yourself. The boys, if you don't have a mirror in your room, you get one, a small one. Even if you have to put on your face, assure yourself of how nice looking you are and how handsome you are. Then you say, today you are going to conquer much. You're talking to yourself in the mirror. Then you walk away, smiling. Even if you meet someone on the road giving you bad news, you had already assured yourself. Is that okay? You're going to do that. Not taking care of yourself is very costly because it results in the learning of several unhealthy anxiety coping mechanisms. When you don't take care of yourself, there are things which you are going to start learning to do to protect yourself from yourself or from others. For example, you have to keep your room locked all the time because the urine you sussed in the night is still under the bed. Yes. Your shoe, maybe the socks are in the saucepan. You don't want people to come and just see. You have your panties everywhere, near the ceiling, the panties there. So you have to do protective things, and you know how costly it is. If by some bad luck your friend gets your key, your heart is pumping like pumping because this man is going to open my room. So some of those coping mechanisms are very bad. Other things like avoidance, procrastination, okay? You keep postponing things. I will do this because you are not doing your self-care very well. And then self-depreciation will come. Then also, when you don't do that, it is, okay, you should know that it is very important and necessary for learning. Not taking time to sleep, eat, and hydrate properly, that is drinking water, increases your susceptibility to germs that cause illness such as the common colds and flus, plus infections. You know, drinking water, when they say drink so much water, eat well. Some of you live in the morning, you don't eat. It's lunch, you don't eat. And then maybe you go back and buy 2 chips. And then you eat and sleep. Before you know, you are sick. Take care of yourself. If you don't have money, call a woman. As I finish, when you take care of yourself, you are a better person for others. And when you feel good about yourself, you also do what? Treat others well. Is that true? Yes. There is a saying we always say when we are in church, we say you cannot give what you don't have. Isn't it? You only give what you have. So take care of yourself so that you can give yourself to others in that healthy relationship. Lastly, academic excellence. This is basically the desire for knowledge. You need to know the reason why you are here is to excel academically. So that means you need to desire to learn. Some of you up to now, you don't know what course units you're going to take, but you should be eager to see care of yourself. Okay? So we want all of us to go back with good degrees, if possible, first class. And then it helps us as an academic institution, you need to know that thinking or thinking skill is very essential. And that means your mind should first be well. And then you also need to develop effective communication for you to excel. You need to communicate to your colleagues, communicate to your lecturers, communicate to your parents at home, communicate to the administration, communicate to the accounts, so that everything is right. Because if you fail to do that, there's one side that will not be done. Let me tell you, we've registered students who miss exams because they misread the timetable. That's how you really feel is poor communication. I mean, poor social, life. You cannot be there and not have anybody who you can be accounted to, who can account for you. To the extent of thinking the paper is in the afternoon when it is in the morning. And none of your friends care. So you need to communicate effectively. Then you need to have solid study behavior and priority. What are your priorities that you're setting now? It should be academic excellence. Then you must have potential to adopt and explore opportunities. The opportunities you've talked about here. Diversity. Okay? Those are opportunities. The opportunity that you have friends and networks that have now come here. Then some of these strategies will help you set clear goals and objectives. I'm sure by now you have been told all this. Some of you, by now you should be setting goals of first class. And I always tell you, if you missed first class in first semester, almost be sure you are not going to get it. Oh, I forgot my gadget. Be sure you are not going to get it. It is very rare for you to tell me you will start reading in second semester and then you get your first class. Start now. Because now you will still have 4 minutes of introduction to this, introduction to that, which you can maneuver yourself and you get A's. Develop an effective study habits. You know, when do I wake up? When do I read? When do I discuss? What time am I in the library? How do I handle this? When there are discussion groups, when do we discuss? What is my group like? Where do we meet? you should start developing that. But if you start getting social issues where is behind there around the hostels, and then there are people who also join them. Use the resources and support system available. Whatever we have here is sufficient for you to make it. So use it. Stop complaining. Don't complain for things you don't see, because it might take time for them to come. So use whatever is available. When you go to your classes and you find you don't have those soft chairs, you don't complain. Even these soft chairs are not enough for the students in this faculty. So when you get those hard ones or the plastic ones, use them and appreciate them to make your study better. Appropriate use of technology for academic success. Some of you are holding a smartphone for the first time. You never had a phone before, but now you've come to campus, you have a smartphone. What are you using that smartphone for? Mostly should be geared towards academic excellence. There are lectures you're going to be attending online, you need that phone. And also very soon your different faculties are going to ask you to get a laptop. Because we may not have all the computers it takes for you to study. For example, if you're doing computer science and you don't have your personal laptop. So use this technology appropriately. Manage procrastination and distraction. Keeping on postponing activities. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. And then find help and support where needed. Because in the morning, we have counselors here, we have, public health officers here, we have, support staff, we have people who can help us. Find help. Don't die alone. Okay? And then lastly, a point to remember. Can you read that as I sit down? Are we reading that? 1, 3, we go. Start by doing what is necessary. Stop there. What is necessary? I don't know. You should be able to know. Number 2, then do what is. If you think you cannot reach a certain level, stop it. Manage with what you have, because that's the thing you can do. And then lastly, and suddenly you are doing how about 3? 1 for hair, 1 for food, 1 for data. That's a lie. So we are going to start by doing what is necessary, then we do what is possible, and definitely we shall be doing the impossible. That is by audacity. Then the second one, do what you can with what you have, where you are. I am sure there is a student who is very sad up to now why she missed admission in Makerere. Or you miss going to Chambo or Marina University. But he is saying, do what you can now with what you have. Okay? Where you are. It will be well with you. Then the last one. The last one, I want us to read together. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential are what? The keys that will unlock the doors to your personal academic excellence. In other words, I would only say everything for you to succeed academically is in your hands. You're the one who holds the key to them. Does that make sense? Yes. So the keys to doing all those is in your hands. You're going to be able to unlock your excellence academically and also your personal success. And at the end of the 3 years, I want someone to run to me and say, for sure, I have made it. And you dance, and you clap, and you rejoice because you have made it. I want to thank you for being very good participants. And I pray we may knock ourselves in the compound. When you find me around anywhere, say hello to me. I cannot remember all of you, maybe apart from those I'm going to teach. And always consult and make time for yourself. We love you all, and we say for God and our country. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Madam Harriet, for the wise and kind words. It is very unusual.
Oscar,
Yes, please.
I want to introduce my student. This one. Every time he always runs everywhere telling, well, this was my teacher. This was today I'm the one introducing him. I taught this guy in senior 5. You see now he's big. So I'm proud to work with him now. He was one of the best students. And senior 5, senior 6.
Did you teach him at the university?
Yes, even at the university. So, and he was even beating me in class. Thank you.
So the word is all round. She taught him. They came here for the same masters. He nearly beat the teacher.
She's my mother.
She's your mother.
But for quitting the university, yeah, will also be willing to drop certain values.
Yes.
Some of you come from places ladies don't go to toilets because your culture says so. We're not going to allow that we don't use toilets because where we come from, pregnant ladies don't go to toilets. We shall not allow. You should also be willing to adjust. Thank you very much, Madam Harriet, for a wonderful presentation that left most of us inspired. It's now your turn to show her that you are listening. Please share your concerns. Oscar will be taking note of whatever you raised. Thank you.
We have very few minutes remaining. We just need to pick about. But do you have questions? Yes. Anyone with questions about what she has talked about?
Socks in the saucepan.
Stocks in the saucepans.
Hands in the hands. Boyfriend for hair.
Boyfriend for hair.
Mother for loads.
Those who cannot raise their hands up because the armpits have issues. But are you comfortable raising your hands up?
Questions? Questions?
Questions? Questions? I don't think anyone has questions. Any questions?
There will be no video. At the university,
There's no discussion here. Hey guys, let's forget about that. Those are from my school. Let's forget about this station day. There's also no diet. You know those diet days. When they ring the bell like this and it is Saturday, they always give your house forget about it. Questions for Madam Harriet? Questions?
I think I have understood very well. wait outside. There could be a few questions.
Lira,
In the tent.
I taught for 8 years. Or I've been teaching for the last 8 years. When you teach a class and you don't ask for me questions, I get the same. And asking questions does not mean that you have not understood. Maybe there's something you missed out. She cannot answer your question. This is a question about what she has talked about. You can even ask her, now how should I act those things that it's happening in the universe? How do I get to address the stockings in the saucepans? How do I do it? There's a question here. There's a question somewhere here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't want to ask the question, but I just want to add something later. She was talking about being abortion, like it leads to death. May I want to add to my brothers and sisters, remember that being abortion is also a part of killing. And we all know that it is against God's law. So it's better you keep your baby. That baby is going to be important in the future. Please, if you are having anyone who doing abortion, forget that relax. Thank you.
By the way, what you need to know is that the study clearly states that about 60% of the children that they give birth to are not planned. So in saying that, I don't know how many people are 100 here, if they had to abort, means that 60 of you will not be.
People want to say something.
So why do you want to pee? Eh?
Thank you. This is about the phones, Madam Harry. I personally was very disappointed. Then I never wrote about the scholarship. So, when I first came to the university, my parents were disappointed. Why? Because the government gave me our lucky for that. I will do all this. But my dream was with my parents. But disappointed if you have now. I was still unhappy. Still hard.
You will go to market and ask for from where you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was at my parents
Yes.
for 3 good years.
Now we are here.
Now my parents was, if I had to be disappointed, I should have been there initially. They actually told me, if you had the PhD, you would have called me here. But I'm not there. I can still go back there and lecture. She's coming from here. She's lecturing here. If another opportunity comes and she wants to switch to material that she did not study from, she can go there.
She just told you she don't need secondary school.
All these marriages that's
She was teaching in marriage in Mogongo and secondary school education.
he loves his He's the most learned man in his village. Yes, it's good. That is excellent. So, don't be disappointed where you are. The knowledge you get from him. The next time I saw the calling of UBC here, there was no UBC at Lira 25 years ago, where he studied from. Yeah. Why do you have to be disappointed? Why do you have stress, anxiety, for no reason? Mathematics. I hope these people are touched and changed by your words. Are you?
The degree of Lira is the same degree of
The degree of Lira is the same degree like Champo, like Martin. Everybody else is a government institution.
Your vice chancellor himself did not start from here. Started from Australia, going to university, now he's here. It's the money. Where did he study from? Australia. So why are you worried? You see how worried is? Here there are people from everywhere. From different universities. Someone is from Lira, someone is from Lira, someone is from this distant part of Lira. Even the rest of the Lira, and play here is not even about where you come from. It's about your qualification, your knowledge, and the same thing you guys are going to get. Okay? So, my brother, you're sorted, right? You're sorted. You are about to hear, you go there if you want to feel.
Thank you for this opportunity. Madam, we thank you for the delivery you have given us. Only thanking our parents for what they have done for us to be here. We have seen my parents suffering to come here. I had my dear friends, please can stop just step in if you will. For the second gentleman, I told you that if you don't know where you come from, you cannot know where you are going. Thank you.
So it's a wise word from my friend here.
That serious homework, people should do it. Go back and call your guardian.
That you go back and thank your parents
Thank them.
for guidance.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Yes, madam. I have a case in point. We talked about discussion, which is very right. Because also HSC, I think, improvement. Without discussions, passing is very hard. However much you are gifted with knowledge, there are some people who are naturally bright. There are those who also need to read a lot. But with discussions, things are possible. Now I'm looking at a case in point. I'm a girl. I stay very far. During the day, I'm so busy with maybe the course work. So the only time I have for discussions is my time. But around my hostel, you know people who are doing the same course with me. So each time wise, can you give me what can I do? Because at night I was so clear.
But I want to share my experience. And I want everybody to listen to me. Like I said, I studied from there was this girl who had stayed in the course for 7 years. I did Bachelor of Science in Sports Science. She has stayed in the course for those many years. She joined back when I was in year 1. She had few course units to finish. She could not pick things from class, even when she has not. She was working, she was very busy. But I told her, I said, Father, those who are from Lira said, what does Father mean? Love. That's not. She was very beautiful girl, like this.
Okay.
She had everything. Yes. Yes. Now, this is not a question and say, because you're very smart in class. But I want to do this course. And I told her, what is the problem? She said, I've been here for so many years. And this is kind of getting tired of me. You see, when I said, talk in class, some people don't even want to respond to me. I said, no, we can have discussions. She cannot attend lectures because of work. Then in the evening, she comes and sometimes we discuss around midnight up to 2. And she doesn't go back.
That discussion.
Now, that calls for discipline from these boys here. But that's been happening under the people. She was married.
That is that discussion.
She was married. She was married.
There's something you're hiding.
She was married. In fact, she was not married. The reason that's why she stayed longer in that class was because she got pregnant. Someone ballooned her. Yes,
of the discussion.
Now, no, it was not there also. But by that time, it was about 4 years. It was 4 years. Now, someone ballooned her, and she struggled to compete, and then she was always brought back by her boyfriend, the one who ballooned her. But he was also not taking care of the girl and the child. But we kept discussing, and she completed. One thing that kept her in that class was a subject called biochemistry of sports and exercise. Very hard course, very hard. And she had to ask people and doing this kind of course. So it's also so the boys who are going to do. She talked about relationship and how you say that she's a good person, is a good person, and can relate with. Don't get the guns and get them away. If you think she is good and has good manners, just try to test and see how it's going to react. If there is no reaction, like in the lab, and then you see and then see what is enough, it's not reacting. I can benefit something from it. So check the kind of friend you're going to have. You can have discussion with even opposite sex when things are going one way and there's nothing taking place. We work together. Have I dated you? No. Rachel is sitting there. We sit in the same office every day. Have we dated her? No. Things can happen. Learn to trust, but also be careful when you're trusting. Understand? Be careful when you're trusting someone. When you trust and when not to trust. If someone says, because you know, they are very tested, how are you going to have a discussion with someone? Of course, the money is going to change. No, sir? Understood? Have I answered you? And if you have a supplement there? So be very careful for what is. Choose the right friends. She said you have contacts now. I hope those contacts also change the characters that you have got the contacts from. The ones that are not delete. You get me? Delete immediately. If I got her contact in the morning, and in the evening I'm already asking, how are you? Can we meet for dinner? Can we do this? Just no. There's some issues. You get me? There are issues coming. It's also with the boys. Unfortunately, I've not heard about the reason they're talking about the boy child. Boys are also compromised. Yes. We have people who are old, women who are old in this room here. They're also going to come in the other channel. They can compromise with. Come on. Also be very careful. Thank you very much. And I think with that we can stop there. I got something here. If you know you paid the National Council for Higher Education, kindly pick your receipt outside under the tree. And those who haven't should also register in the same place. Okay? I need someone to pray for us. Someone to pray for us. Just a volunteer. Yes.
Let's have ourselves and pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, we bless your name and glorify your name for this beautiful day that you have given unto us, Lord. Many have not been able to make it to this day, but Lord, you saw us worthy to see this day, and we thank you for that. We also thank you for the gift of our administrators. We thank you for the wonderful inspirations and words of encouragement that are given unto us. So grant us the spirit to always do as necessary, Lord. Father, we bless your name and we glorify your name as we are departing to our respective places of residence. May you go with us. May we also depart in physical attachment but one in spirit, Lord. Whatsoever plan of the enemy against God's us, we nullify them in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. We thank you, Jesus. We thank you, Holy Spirit. We thank you, Lord. We ask all these believing that it's done. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Thank you. Can I once again clap for Madam Harriet? Thank you, Madam Harriet. On behalf of the Dean, on behalf of the Office of the Dean, we thank you. I think we can go. What do you still want more? I beg another question. Have yourself a nice evening.
Disorganize our stuff.